You know, in a lot of neighborhoods, they have like neighborhood legends, right? It might be like some dude like Bo Jackson who jumped over some, fucking ravine or killed a bunch of pigs, right? Or you might have like, Sasquatch. One of the neighborhoods I used to live in, there was a guy called the Rigid Midget. I would jump out and, grab little kids. It was like a horror story. But as I got older and I got to be a teenager, it switched to a lady named Janine Turgeon. She was the scariest person any of us could ever conceive of. At a time when a quarter of the population of my city resided in the county jail, most of them were there because of her. And so I wanted to bring you this story because, like, I've been trying to explain to you, and maybe if I make it more human, you'll get it, right? You'll understand like what I mean by like a trap, right? And you'll understand what I mean by when I say like, some of this isn't the fault of the people of the neighborhood. They can't just move. There's nowhere. Like, it's kind of like I had Sinrise in my comments. I love Sinrise, my boy. We had some of the best conversations I ever had on the internet was with Sinrise. But like, when you stand here and you say, why don't you just move? You're talking about a whole city's population after industry leaves. You're talking millions of people. Where are they going to go? That's always kind of a question. Same thing with where I am. Like, where are you going to go if the industry leaves? Like, say you were a town based on steel and coal, and that industry got automated or shipped to China, or they destroyed the coal industry. What do? What happens to when you go from, living a middle-class lifestyle, but you still have the middle-class bills? I'm not talking about your car or your house, right? I'm talking taxes and things like child support. What happens? Right? Because this is what happened in our inner cities. This is exactly what happened. And these are things that you can't bankrupt off your record. These are things that you just can't get rid of because you go, I don't have the money, right? They don't care. And I'm going to show you how little they care right now. This is from Penn Live. It's from May 23rd, 2011. And actually, I was a full-grown man, 23rd, 2011. But this is when this article's from. And like, she was still doing what the fuck she did. And thank God somebody wrote this article, because this is fucking awful. All right, Dauphin County judge, tough on parents that the things I do are good for the child. There's no economic recovery in courtroom number 7. Here, parents are paraded before the Dauphin County Judge Janine Turgeon and held in contempt for failing to financially support their children. In an economy where job seekers line up for minimum wage work, Turgeon is left to contend with some of the toughest cases of chronic unemployment and underemployment. They're mostly men with little education, marginal job skills, and in some cases criminal records, who struggle to land work in a nascent, fragile economy. In a trickle-down world, the parents who populate Janine Turgeon's courtroom are among the last to feel it rain opportunity. There's a huge problem of math as well. How can parents working for minimum wage possibly afford to support 4 or more children? I don't know how you exist on $9 an hour, Turgeon muses after a morning of lecturing parents on everything from their grammar and parenting skills to their job prospects and reproductive systems. Right, hang on. It just doesn't work, she says. You can't support 4 children on a minimum wage job. And 4 is just for starters. Turgeon has seen fathers with as many as 21 mouths to feed and little means by which to do it. You shouldn't have 21 kids. But hey, look, who's talking right now? In her courtroom, which features the swift sword of justice pointing down over the door, Turgeon is relentlessly tough because circumstances are even harsher for the children. The things I do are good for the child. Nothing like locking up its fucking father, and makes it real easy for the kid to have a good balanced parenting, whatever. The unapologetic judge said these kids are living in poverty. I know some of them are going to end up in juvenile court. I'm trying to prevent that. Parenting is hard lifting. In conducting these contempt hearings, Turgeon is part job interviewer, part classroom teacher, part birth control counselor, and occasionally a comedian. She peppers parents with questions about their skills, education, and job prospects. She doles out grammar lessons, repeatedly interrupting defendants to correct their English. At times, she's as tough, irascible, and entertaining as Judge Judy. leaving bailiffs, court employees, and even other defendants in stitches. Any comic relief is short-lived, however. The bleakness of tale after tale of economic woe is smothering. Adding to the misfortune are the parents' seemingly endless strings of self-defeating decisions regarding schools, sex, and significant others. It's a non-stop, unrelenting rerun for Turgeon, who's left to shake her head in bewilderment and massage her temples in frustration from her high perch behind the oak bench. At one point, she mutters disbelievingly to the clerk, "He was just in here." And no shit. All right? The purge balance. The land in front of Turgeon, all the parents carry what is called a purge balance. This is the sum total of missed support payments from just the past 6 months. And it has earned each parent a fresh contempt charge and a court summons from Turgeon. The purge amount typically ranges from $1,000 to $2,000. It represents the price to remove the contempt charge. Yet these sums don't take into account the full arrears balances that most of these parents also owe. For many, their lifetime child support deficits climb into the tens of thousands, amounts so astronomical given their limited means that it might as well be 1 million. As they're called to stand in front of Turgeon, their stories are once unique and all the same. One father struggles to burn off a $1,300 purge balance owed to support his 2-year-old daughter. The good news is he just landed a job at Foot Locker. The bad news, he must retire to full balance by mid-June or risk the judge's wrath, which can carry a 6-month sentence in the Dauphin County Work Release Center. And a work release center, for all of y'all who don't know what this is, it's basically, how do I put this? Okay, so it's literally an actual debtor's prison. What you do is you go in there, all right, and you go to work every day. And in the end of the week, they get your paycheck. And then they take a partial payment. They take payment out for you staying there, right? Because they charge you to stay there. And then they put some on whatever you owe. And then they'll give you maybe 20 or 30 bucks to feed yourself during the week and get your ass back to and from work. That's what a work release center is. Turgeon's, and this is not a private institution. This is a county fucking place. Turgeon's questions come into torrent. What are you working? Where are you working? What are your job skills? The man answers he's been a teacher in New York City. To be a teacher, you need a college degree, Turgeon points out. I was a para, the man mutters. The judge misunderstands. You were a parrot, she asked sarcastically. The court burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, so funny, this guy's about to go to jail. A para what? A parent teacher. What happened? I caught drug charges. The man answers, looking at his feet. Is that like catching a cold? Turgeon retorts, eliciting another round of courtroom guffaws. As I said, child support legitimately is a lot of the reason for why the hood is the way it is. Turgeon isn't afraid to get personal, but the point is not public humiliation. It's to prod parents to become more involved in their children's lives. A father owing $1,600 to support 3 kids by as many women is asked if he sees them much. He says, "I see them," he answers. It's not good enough for the judge. Is that all you have to do to be a parent? Wave at them, Turgeon asked. See them as a phrase. I mean, nothing like, you know what I'm saying, going in front of a fucking judge and, getting goddamn berated by somebody, who ain't really living the life you're living. And it's kind of tough to go see somebody when you owe them money. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough. They tend to disrespect the shit out of you. And it's not a good situation. It tends to be highly volatile. Not only that, but you really don't have any control over whether or not you can see the kids. You know what I mean? That's the real bitch. Is that like, you can try to go see your fucking kids, they can go no. Even if you have a fucking court order in place, doesn't matter. Like, the cops ain't gonna enforce it. You gotta take her to court and hold her in contempt. And even if that fucking happens, that's a miracle, it almost never fucking happens, then you're still fucked. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. The Turgeon's questions go well beyond the bounds of dollars and cents. The support payments themselves are based upon a standard chart that takes into account the family's combined income and the number of dependent children. The monthly amounts are intended to cover only the basics of food, shelter, clothing, and medical care. Turgeon knows children need far more things money can't buy. The kids need caring, equipped parents. My daughter's mom only lets me see her when she wants to, a frustrated father laments. Is she a judge? Turgeon snaps. Then you need to file for custody. I mean, because everybody got like $5,000 laying around to pay an attorney. You know what I'm saying? She can't build role models. At least she can prove her English. The judge repeatedly and mercilessly interrupts the father, prone to referring to my daughter and me. He said, she and I, Turgeon corrects over and over. If you're going to be around children, I want you to use proper English. It's a real barrier to getting a job. And going to court helps a lot. And Turgeon, not above hitting below the belt in order to halt the hopeless cycle of parents having more babies they can't support. You have four children, the judge asked the father in his early 20s. Yes. Can you afford any more? No. Did you have a vasectomy? No. I'm going to let you see your family doctor for vasectomy counseling. Yeah, I mean, like, yo, because most of these people have health insurance, you know. And, yo, I'm trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all don't understand the way, like, legitimately it goes inside of things. I'm bringing this to you so maybe you can get a more personal fucking understanding of what it is these motherfuckers really are going through. Turgeon's referral for birth control counseling, it's explicitly written into the court order she hands down to prodigious fathers and mothers alike. I can't order anyone to have a vasectomy, the judge clarifies, but I can order them to go to their family doctor to talk about birth control. Can you order me to get a family doctor? That would fucking help. Still some fathers who cycle repeatedly through a courtroom try to duck the mandate. I don't need it, said one father, having ignored a previous order. I'm done having kids. I don't care if you're finished. You were ordered to go to your doctor, Turgeon shouts. Come to the court to couch. In the end, the judge said she'd rather prefer parents to family counseling sessions, parenting seminars, career centers, and other such resources rather than to banish them to the work release center. But she will if she's given no choice. Currently, 41 parents are being held at the center on Turgeon's orders. They hold jobs, they're locked in at night, and by and large, their child support obligations get paid. At the highest recession a couple years ago, on average of 100 parents were sentenced to the center at any given time under the judge's signature. Turgeon looks for initiatives, but it's money that talks. That's why all parents under contempt charges must come to court with cash, even as little as $20. Call it a good faith down payment on the child support balances they owe. The word in the street, Turgeon proudly says, you have to bring... The word is on the street, Turgeon says. You have to bring something. To pay off the rest, Turgeon urges each parent to pursue any legal means of land, work, and money. Do something, she pleads. Get a job. Get a skill. That's what the whole economy based on cash. Get a car for $100. Detail a car for $100. Who the fuck's paying you to detail a car for $100? Until recently, hearings were standing room only, with parents from all walks of life spilling out into the courtroom halls. At the low point of the economic downturn, white-collar professionals, computer programmers, and down-on-luck car salesmen lined up alongside day laborers and minimum wage grinders inside courtroom number 7. This month, however, a dozen or more names are scratched from Turgeon's contempt list before she even begins the proceeding. This means parents have come up with the cash to satisfy their full purge amounts. Their contempt charges have been dropped. Perhaps it's a sign of things getting better for some, but there remain mouths to feed and futures at stake. Regardless of the economy, Turgeon will keep holding these parents responsible while trying to show them a better way, because there are no excuses when it comes to taking care of one's own children. I don't want to put people in jail. I want them to see it be a dad or a mom, the judge implores, but we do our best to show parents where they can get resources. Yo, fuck straight off. And there you have it, folks. That simple. Legit. It's that basic. This is what reality is. All right, when you in the hood, you ain't got no fucking means. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. All right, you come to the fucking court with cash. You hurt? Don't matter. Fuck you. Pay me. All right? Yo, you ain't got your car broke? Fuck you. Pay me. Hey, man. Yo. Economy's on a downturn. Don't matter. Fuck you. Pay me. Lost your job. Fuck you. Pay me. Don't fucking matter. Is what it is. Anyway, man. Yo, look. Tom P's of Pnoid News. You know the situation. Peace be like one. Later.